This meeting is being recorded.
All right, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda, past District 33 director a couple years ago, and I'm living on the Central Coast of California and really grateful to be part of District 33 family and all it's done for me in my life and in my career. And though I'm no longer the top dog, I still meet people who are up and coming. And what I like so much about being involved for as long as I have is I get to mentor, I get to coach others, I get to watch people grow, get to watch people step up their game, even when they're not even in the game yet or understand there's something they have to do. Well, the thing I want to introduce you to all of them happens to be a neighbor of mine. And well, not next door neighbor, but someone in the Santa Maria community just like me. And I want to introduce you to her because she's new to Toastmasters and she's up and coming. So please help me welcome Rachel Hurd. Rachel, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good today.
Good, good. We been doing different things like this for the last year and meeting different people. Some are homemakers, some who are military, some are professionals, some are retired, and so forth and so on. I'm kind of all of those things myself, and it's very interesting. And obviously, you're young and up and coming. Tell us a little bit about your background and where you're from.
I'm from Santa Maria. I currently work for a nonprofit as a counseling services advocate. Um, I also am in school with my master's in counseling and psychology degree, so that starts in next September. So I just have maybe 2 masters left, and then I'll be done with that, and then I'll be able to apply for an associate MFT number and be on my way to becoming a licensed therapist.
That's interesting because, as you know, I'm a therapist, a counselor, a psychologist, and I never even heard of Toastmasters until years after I got all those degrees. So you're lucky you found it way before I did. What got you interested in the psychology or counseling field?
Well, I've always wanted to work with people and ever since junior high and just kind of help and just give people a safe space to express themselves, to work through their problems, and just be a listening ear for anything like that. Just because that's what I appreciated growing up, so I wanted to provide that for other people.
That's a good point. Sometimes we don't understand where we're at today is because of something good that happened in the past or something bad that may have happened. But we're a product, obviously, of our environment, of our family, of our upbringing. And sometimes it's good, sometimes maybe not as well as we like it to be. So, how long have you been in TI, Toastmasters International?
Our Toastmaster, I've been in Toastmasters, I think about close to a year,
Just about a year, I think it is.
roughly a year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I remember when you first joined, and we belonged to the same club when you started called Students of Speech. I think it's right, Students of Speech, and it was very interesting because it was in a community college where a lot of young people who were in college and people trying to start their careers off, but it was tied into veterans and it was tied into military people that served. At least that was the purpose. And even your mom was part of the team for a while. How did that go? I love your mom very much. I
I
think she's great.
in Toastmaster? Well, I was, she found out and she said we were really community shuttles and the encouragement.
So you're coming in really broken. They come really broken. I know sometimes working with family members, parents, or people closest to us is difficult for us to really grow and expand. But I know she wanted the best and for you to get everything you can out of life, and it's awesome. And she's been helping me out with veterans too over the past couple months, and I deeply appreciate you and your family. So where do you think is Toastmaster going to help your career? Is Toastmaster going to have you the best life ever? What do you expect to get out of our District 33 family?
Well, let's see. It's definitely helped me to grow my confidence with speaking to other people and just taking up space when I need to give a speech or something like that. It's given me the empowerment, personal empowerment to be able to speak publicly and do this type of interview and be comfortable speaking. Because we have the 2-minute speeches, I forget what they're called, where you're put on the spot and you have to think on your feet. So
Table
you kind of get used
topics.
to
Yeah.
table topics, yes. You get used to talking on your thinking on your feet and giving a speech at the time, and then you also have your planned speeches too. Where you give an eloquent speech, and then you just kind of go from there. So it's definitely going to help me grow professionally in that capacity because I know I'm going to be able to hold on. I
Someone
know
else wants to
I'm
speak
going to
too.
have to speak to more people.
Sure, sure, sure. It's very interesting because sometimes when we in these meetings, especially on Zoom, we have kids running around, we have pets running around. I'm grateful. I just have a couple goldfish and they're not so noisy. But sometimes we'll get on a meeting, we forget to shut our telephones off, for instance, or we didn't tell our significant other or other people in the household that we need quiet time for a few minutes. And that's real life. That's kind of reality, and that's just what happens. So how do you deal with those distractions at home and even in the job place?
Well, I just when things get distracting, I just try to like remind myself of what's important to focus on. If I need to, so I just try to redirect my attention. Um, I'm always easily distracted, so I'm always having to be like, okay, what am I focusing on? So a lot of redirection and a lot of just like, hey, let's focus back on what we're supposed to be doing and just kind of going from there. Or I'll give myself little breaks to kind of like goof off and do little things, and I'll bring myself back to the topic. Yeah.
I'm a master of goofing off. I'm always looking for something, some kind of distraction in my own life. It's crazy. I get my jobs done. I know myself to be a procrastinator. Have you ever had procrastination get in the way of progress?
I wouldn't be human if I said that I didn't have that as a problem. Definitely does get in the way, so I have to kind of work with it, kind of notice it as a problem and say, okay, you're there, so let's see how I can change that, and just kind of like give myself tasks and small manageable tasks and just kind of go from there. If I try to give myself one big giant task, I'm going to procrastinate that. But if I break it up, it'll make it easier.
Yeah, that happens. It's literally keeping things in baby steps or small tasks. It's really good advice. A lot of us don't follow that very well. And I used to multitask quite a bit. I realize I'm not really a good multitasker. I used to think I was, but if I could do one thing at a time, it's much more productive and the quality of my work is just so much better. Crazy like that. So why'd you get involved in Toastmasters to begin with? I'm not sure we got that in the beginning. What did you get involved just to help you at work, or is a specific reason to have something you want to get out of it?
I, I got involved to be more confident in public speaking and develop my communication skills because I tend to be kind of soft spoken and just kind of nervous as a speaker. So I wanted to kind of develop more confidence and empowerment in that area.
No, that's perfect.
And it, yeah.
Yeah, for me, I was working on my elevator pitch because I was running a company, and if someone asked me about it, I didn't even know what to say. read a script for 10 minutes, but off of my head or memorize. It was an elevator pitch. I had to know how to give 30 or 60 seconds of this is what I'm doing. Come join my team
Yeah.
or come here to learn more. And I thought, oh, I'm smart. I can do all this. And like I said, I already had all these degrees. That doesn't mean anything. Speech class in a college or university environment is totally different from what we do in Toastmasters. What's some of the favorite things you
Right.
like? What are some of the favorite things you like in the club?
My favorite things are doing the table topics, especially just listening to other people's table topics, because it's interesting to hear like the creativity that people kind of come up with and the humor too. So it's kind of like something that you can kind of like play around with. And when I'm doing a table topic, I have no idea what's gonna come out of my mouth, so I'm just like I just kind of go with it and just see what happens. And it's just that's probably like one of my favorite things is just being creative with it, the creativity.
Let's do something wild right now. Grab something in your arm reach, and for 1 to 2 minutes, try to sell it to us. It's the best way. Grab something and try to sell it to us or tell us why it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Oh, there you go.
Canada, Canada Dry. It's not gonna, if you ever feel like you need just a boost energy from the sugar, you can just chug a whole can in 30 seconds and you'll get that energy that you need. And then, of course, you'll energize and relieve from that giant burp that you rip out from your mouth, and then just kind of just feel at ease and just kind of go from there. But if you're just looking for that sugar rush, this is the thing that you go for.
Oh, what's so
Something like
funny is I
that.
just put 2 Canada Dries in my refrigerator about an hour ago. It's interesting. They get you to laugh. I love it. And that's what, even though it's being put on the spot, we still get comfortable about, okay, I'll think of something. And it's what it is. We're all just different journeys. First
Yeah.
couple times someone told me to sell something, it didn't go over very well. But I'll buy some Canada Dry off.
I mean,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what other let's just say, well, what do you see Toastmaster taking you? Do you want to be an international president one day or it's too early to tell? World champion of public
um,
speaker, accredited speaker, inspirational speaker. Where do you see your future going?
um, let's see. I I like the idea of just like doing motivational speeches to kind of help motivate other people and just kind of um, let people know, have a message for people, let them know there's more out there for them. So inspirational speaking, um, uh, something like that. But I don't know. I'd also want to get more speeches out of the way too.
Or all that takes a little bit of time. A few years ago when I was speaking a minimum twice a week, sometimes even 4 times a week because I belong to a lot of different clubs. And I
Yeah.
just got better at it. But when I realized when I was speaking so much, I always ask for stage time. We always need stage time to become better. But when you speak like every day, you don't necessarily have time to redefine your speech. I was given different speeches, rarely the same speech over. You
Mhm.
have to for different pathways projects, of course, and it's really good when you can take one speech and go to another club and tweak it and make it even better. But I notice when I can sit
Right.
back and take a little more time, especially like researching or practicing my speech. And nothing better to practice than to doing it in a real person. But I got a little bit better from instead of doing 4 speeches a week, getting down to one a week. I became just a better speaker. But I think we have to
Right.
rush. We have to rush and take every chance we can because it doesn't come very often. But then you have to sit back and say, let me think about this. I got something really good planned. Like I have a really good speech planned for next Thursday in Lowpole, California, in person. And it's gonna knock your socks off, I'm telling you. And guess what? I don't even know what it's about yet. But it's gonna be good because you develop certain skill sets where you can do that. So what's some of the other skill sets
Right.
you hope to develop during this process?
That's the question.
The self-confidence, of course. What else
I
would you
think
want to be
just
really good at?
um, some things that I developed would be just like practicing a speech, like making it my own, and having my own experiences to kind of like tell a story. So I guess a little bit of storytelling, and then some were impromptu, so a little bit of impromptu-ness, which I don't recommend that at all.
The process.
Yeah,
Have you decided, in a couple months from now, it's going to be content season? And I really, you should be
yeah,
putting your mind right now. What am I going to compete? What am I going to talk about? We always have international and then either humorous or table topics or evaluation as our second choice. So keep that back in your mind. Next couple months, expect to see you on the stage out there competing.
okay.
And I competed in Singapore last year. And of course, it was virtual. And I made it to the district level, didn't win, but I made it to the district level. That's pretty exciting. And some days I'm better than others. That's why I keep practicing every chance I get. All right. Well, any words of advice to those who haven't quite figured out what Toastmasters is and if it's for them?
Um, always just meet yourself, start small, and just show up and just see what it's about. Get us, everyone participates in a table topic at one point or another, so just try it out, see if you like it, keep showing up and just sampling it, and eventually just see if you want to do a speech, and just all I can say is just keep trying it and keep trying each aspect of masters and seeing how you like it, because it'll change your perspective.
Thank you so much. I remember when you started, really, really shy. Come a long way. Always in the background, and you slowly started volunteering for things and decided, I'll do table topics, or I'll be the Toastmaster. Not even know what we're doing sometimes. Well, we really appreciate how you represent Division D in the District 33 family and how you're progressing. So we appreciate all you're doing for yourself because if you grow, people around you do also. So with all that being said, hey audience, want to thank Rachel. Want to thank all of you for tuning in right here. And if you're in Division D or anywhere in our family, look her up. Maybe you can learn a thing or two. With that being said, if you want to let us know more about what you're doing in District 33, please reach out to me, Joseph Skoda. With that being said, aim high. The District 33 rocks it. Have an awesome day, everyone.